Chapter The Real and the Apparent Man, Part 1. Here we stand, and our eyes look forward, sometimes miles ahead. Man has been doing that since he began to think. He is always looking forward, looking ahead. He wants to know where he goes even after the dissolution of his body. Various theories have been propounded. System after system has been brought forward to suggest explanations. Some have been rejected, while others have been accepted, and thus it will go on so long as man is here, so long as man thinks. There is some truth in each of these systems. There is a good deal of what is not truth in all of them. I shall try to place before you the sum and substance, the result of the inquiries in this line that have been made in India. I shall try to harmonize the various thoughts on the subject as they have come up from time to time among Indian philosophers. I shall try to harmonize the psychologists and the metaphysicians, and if possible, I shall harmonize them with modern scientific thinkers too. The one theme of the Vedanta philosophy is the search after unity. The Hindu mind does not care for the particular. It is always after the general, nay, the universal. What is that by knowing which everything else is to be known? That is the one theme. As through the knowledge of one lump of clay, all that is of clay is known, so what is that by knowing which this whole universe itself will be known? That is the one search. The whole of this universe, according to the Hindu philosophers, can be resolved into one material which they call Akasha. Everything that we see around us, feel, touch, taste is simply a differentiated manifestation of this Akasha. It is all-pervading fine. All that we call solids, liquids or gases, figures, forms or bodies, the earth, sun, moon and stars, everything is composed of this Akasha. What force is it which acts upon this Akasha and manufactures this universe out of it? Along with Akasha exists universal power. All that is power in the universe manifesting as force or attraction, nay, even as thought, is but a different manifestation of that one power which the Hindus call prana. This prana acting on Akasha is creating the whole of this universe. In the beginning of a cycle, this prana, as it were, sleeps in the infinite ocean of Akasha. It existed motionless in the beginning. Then arises motion in this ocean of Akasha by the action of this prana, and as this prana begins to move, to vibrate out of this ocean, comes the various celestial systems, suns, moons, stars, earth, human beings, animals, plants, and the manifestations of all the various forces and phenomena. Every manifestation of power, therefore, according to them, is this prana. Every material manifestation is Akasha. When this cycle will end, all that we call solid will melt away into the next form, the next finer or the liquid form that will melt into the gaseous, and that into finer and more uniform heat vibrations, and all will melt back into the original Akasha, and what we now call attraction, repulsion and motion will slowly resolve into the original prana. Then this prana is said to sleep for a period, again to emerge and to throw out all of these forms, and when this period will end, the whole thing will subside again. Thus this process of creation is going on and coming up, oscillating backwards and forwards. In the language of modern science, it is becoming static during one period, and during another period it is becoming dynamic. At one time it becomes potential, and at the next period it becomes active. This alteration has gone on through eternity. Yet this analysis is only partial. This much has been known even to modern physical science. Beyond that, the research of physical science cannot reach. But the inquiry does not stop in consequence. We have not yet found that one by knowing which everything else will be known. We have resolved the whole universe into two components, into what are called matter and energy, or what the ancient philosophers of India called Akasha and Prana. The next step is to resolve this Akasha and the Prana into their origin. Both can be resolved into the still higher entities which is called mind. It is out of mind, the Mahat, the universally existing thought power, that these two have been produced. Thought is a still finer manifestation of being than either Akasha or Prana. It is thought that splits itself into these two. The universal thought existed in the beginning and that manifested, changed, evolved itself into these two, Akasha and Prana. And by the combination of these two, the whole universe has been produced.